Y'all boys hear me? Y'all boys hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. Welcome back to the Friendship Podcast, formerly the Walkons podcast. Don't know what episode it is. Don't really care. Back with the friends, and we're here to talk about life. Fellas, what's up?
Oh, friendship, dude. I fucking love it. Friendship and fatherhood. That's why I was late. Y'all were in here. I was a couple minutes late. Fatherhood.
What happened?
Well, here's the deal, right? You go from 2 to 3, and now when you go to eat meals, that third one decides, nah, I'm fucking pissed, right? And then so one of the initial 2 that made the third one has to hold number 3 while the other one eats, and then you switch occasionally, right? Sometimes they're happy and she can sit there, but that's what we had to do tonight.
Or codeine, crib, close the door, 3 C's, and eat your food in peace.
Okay.
That's one way to do it.
I mean, that's certainly a t-shirt idea. Codeine, crib, close the door. And you might add a 4th C on there if you try to do that too often, and that would be casket. Or
Child Protective Services.
Or CPS, right? So
3 C's and a CPS.
So welcome to the Friendship Podcast, where we give out great parenting advice, and that's how it goes. No, so here's my one wish, and it's not going to happen because I mean, we can hear the baby. The people complained last time about hearing the baby all podcast, and I meant to turn my I could
and to that we say fuck you.
Well, I could probably just turn my volume down a little bit on the recording. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to do it. I got to go in and adjust the sensitivity to my mic a little bit. But dude, I wish you guys had kids so that this could just be a dad and friendship podcast. We could talk about dad shit, right? No, dude, it's awesome. It's so sick. I mean, I know we're probably just getting lucky, and certainly we have just years and years of parenting left, but first 7 weeks have been just so chill and easy and just awesome. I mean, you lose a little sleep here and there. You got to hold her and stand with her, and she cries for too long here and there, but that's what you're signing up for. Dude, having a kid, it's like undescribably cool.
The first 8 months just sounds like taking care of a sack of potatoes that has a lot of needs.
Certainly, it's a decent description. When we put her to bed at night, she's in this little this little sleep sack. It holds her arms up. It's so cute, and she looks like a sack of potatoes. And Girly is a little bit like a sack of potatoes. Now, clearly, she has my genes, right? We're built a little thicker around here. We've talked about the tree trunk legs. She is not only 90th percentile in weight, but she's currently 98th percentile in height. How about that, boys and girls?
Those are not.
So were you until you were 8th grade.
No, 9th grade. 9th grade. 8th
Okay,
grade?
There you go.
Dude, 8th grade, I was a fucking killer. I was so athletic in 8th grade. 5'10", 205? Are you kidding me? I was a monster.
And you were done.
And now what am I? Right now I'm 5'10", 202. Like, what the fuck? What happened, huh? Hey, genetics. Why'd you stop? That fucking sucked. For those watching the podcast today, G Money is here. This is an audible. Sorry, this is a day late. NFL game ran a little late last night.
Shout out Jihad. Where you at, bud?
Hey, Jihad. Hey.
Present.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm well. We haven't talked in it's been a little bit, huh? Almost a week.
We've texted a little. I mean,
Well, you and I have. Yeah, sure.
yeah. No, it's been a little bit.
Made a couple clips. Popped out a clip for Logo Clark and Halo George.
We gotta pay for Gary's internet, bud.
We do?
Let's get Gary internet.
Is it bad right now?
No,
Yeah,
it
it's
sounds.
bad.
What?
What?
Then it's only bad on my end.
I think so because
I say it's
connection to
good.
me
It's
is
10 out of
fine.
10.
Damn.
I don't know what that
Shout
little
out to
scribbling noise
Gary,
is,
and
but
I'll go fuck myself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
anyway, so we got Jihad in the chat. That's probably not the way we want to say it. We have Jihad in the chat. Huh.
Allahu
Interesting.
Akbar.
Well, okay. Anyway, so here we are. Game ran a little late, and at least 2 out of the 3 around here care about our sleep. So we decided to push this podcast back, and now here we are. Want to bring up yes. Let's find first. I'm going to go to a tweet that I received about Kevin Ward. It was very funny. It was a very funny tweet. We're going to start with that tonight. Message from one of the longtime listeners of the Washed Up Walkons podcast. One of our female listeners. Her name's Dakota.
Uh-oh.
And she sent me a tweet that reminded her of Kevin. She just sent me Kevin ? With 3 cry faces. The tweet reads, just heard someone turn down after work plans because they have an avocado at home that's about to go bad.
Hey, it is critical that you get the avocado on the perfect day. There's like 28 to 36 hours that avocado is perfect. Okay. And if it's just outside of that time frame, it's just a disappointing avocado. So if you're on special avocado day, like you're in that time frame, you got to have the avocado that day.
That happens frequently for the in the Kevin Ward household.
If
That's
you're
what
going to
happens
err
when
on the
you
side
get to
of either one, err on being early rather than late.
Early, huh? Is that I don't use a lot of avocado. Is an early avocado just a little bit more firm?
It's
hard
going to
and a little weirder flavor.
the flavor's not going to be as good, but it is going to be a little firmer too. But you wait too long, it's just mushy. It's just the taste.
The pasty weird avocado late is horrible. Like if you put not quite ripe avocado on like a taco or something, it's all good. You put it on a burger, no problem. Dude, you put late avocado paste on something and you just fucked your dinner up.
You do not want 2 things you don't want to be late on. The time of the month and the goddamn avocado, right?
Nope.
Arguably the avocado.
Both got about 24 hours until it's a bad news situation.
Yeah. I think everyone listening can probably give a life experience moment, anecdotal situation where they tested that 24-hour mark. Maybe some of us tested it out to 6 days at one point, right? And it was all good. Okay. But yeah, no big deal.
Got
Drake,
an incredible story about that. It might be more DHT material, and it's not about me. But boy, is it one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, certainly DHT material. Speaking of,
Drake, put a pin on, write that down.
Grant, write it down on the document.
Grant, Gary.
Drake is sporting a DHT shirt. He's rocking the fully tinted design today. Looks beautiful. For those that are watching the YouTube, you saw me dancing with the goat Wallace. God damn, his face looks.
Gary, will you please make a clip out of Kluver putting goat Wallace on his face and dancing like an idiot? We can for sure put that on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what music or audio is going to go with it. I mean, the music was playing while it was happening, but yeah. Start with this. Did you guys? You probably don't watch a lot of basketball. I saw this just because it was LeBron related. The last second Tatum foul on LeBron, and now Pat Beverly has his own podcast, and he's become a little bit more out there in the media. And did you see Beverly bring a camera onto the court to show the referee that they got the foul on camera?
No.
And then they teched him up for doing that.
Wow.
It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Grant, on the side, pull that up. See if you can't find Bev walking onto the court and trying to show. It was one of the most dickhead moves of all time.
It was a pretty clear foul.
Oh, well, yeah. It was. So here's the foul. This is last second of the game. The game is tied, I believe. Let's see if we can't play that. It's a kind of a bit of a grainy video on here. It was very clear. Now, what's funny is Pat Bev's on the bench, and he walks onto the court with the camera, and he shows it to the referee. Like, you dumb motherfucker.
Nah, that's great. No, that's great.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. That's something that I would have done. Show the guy, grab B. Ray's camera and show him the playback.
Dude, you know what's crazy is I never had a penalty flag at Iowa against me, and I said so many things to referees that could have gotten me thrown out of the league.
Just banned from the Big
Ten. Just banned from the Big Ten, dude.
To the referees?
Anything in particular you want to share?
No, of course not. I'm just saying that, like, you know, for all things to get teed up about, that seems pretty mild.
I have a feeling that Drake threatened families. That's usually his go-to.
You just straight up said it to their face, or you said it with them around there?
I mean, at them as they were moving by.
Easier for them to ignore it then.
Makes sense. Yeah. A little harder when you're up in their face with a camera, but I thought that was all time by Pat Beverly. His podcast is pretty good, by the way. Go check that out. Stetson Bennett. Had a little too much, huh?
What happened?
Public intox.
No, they got him.
They got his.
That was just a cop that was so. That's just an overzealous cop that really wants Stetson Bennett on his record. Yeah, I arrested Stetson Bennett.
The dude is 25 years old. What are we doing? This is not your typical college kid getting a public intox downtown because they're partying a little too hard. The kid's 25. The man, the full ass grown man, is 25 years old. What the fuck are you doing getting a public intox?
I saw.
What if he didn't deserve it? Do we know that he deserved it?
I don't know if he deserved it or
Usually,
not.
if you get a public intox, you deserved it.
I think
being an asshole.
I think all three of us can raise our hand and say, you know, if a couple things go a different way on a certain night, even me, that public intox certainly could have been a part of the equation.
When?
For who? Me?
For you? Yeah.
Oh, dude, the night after the pro day. If we would have went downtown Iowa City, see, that's the thing is we
did go downtown Iowa City. There's no one there. It was Tuesday.
That's true. Okay, take that night and make it a Saturday.
We didn't do anything that crazy, dude.
I certainly was in a state of mind where it could have gone that way.
All right. Well, cops don't go around looking just that person's drunk. They look around. Oh, this person's being an asshole. That's.
Hey, how many times have you and Drake on this podcast called me an asshole? Am I prone to be an asshole every once in a while?
Did you do something asshole-ish that night?
There was another night that I did something asshole-ish with, and you were the only witness.
Private property.
Private just comes back with private property.
Can't get a public intox in private property.
That's facts. I
don't
saw
know
a tweet.
If that's true or not, but sounds true.
I'm sure you can. I saw a tweet that said, "You know what? Not that uncommon to get a public intox in your mid-20s." You know? And it was just like so passive aggressive against him being, you know, basically.
You got to imagine that a bunch of non-athletes do get at least one alcohol-related arrest in their lifetime. Like athletes probably do too, but I mean, you add in the typical college kid who's not in athletics.
Yeah,
you got to imagine they all go through it at a pretty high clip.
You think the majority of people have some alcoholic-related
I'm not saying the
on the record.
majority. I'm not saying the majority.
Give me a number. What do you number?
As
what number
opposed to so between the college athlete population and the regular student population, I'll bet that the ratio is higher for regular students, is what I'm saying, at like a reasonably higher, or like, I guess it would be lower ratio, because I don't know, 25%.
No, way under. I'm taking the way under.
So you're saying, Drake, like a Paula, public intox, minor in possession,
OWI.
OWI.
I'm taking the under by a lot.
Okay, then my. But do you understand what I'm saying, though?
What is
Obviously,
it, 1 in 10?
My first pull at the ratio was wrong, but you know what I'm saying? It's definitely not 6% in athletes if it's 10% in regular. Do you see what I'm saying?
If you're just going to look at the college population,
yes,
the athletes versus the non-athletes,
and going forward into their mid-20s, late 20s,
included after they go
into life. Yes,
this is a deep scientific experiment we're running.
Right.
Okay, how about this? G Money. Included in your responsibilities this week, along with the 2 clips that you'll post from this podcast. God damn it, baby girl. All she does is cry, and again, still hasn't taken out the trash. It's unbelievable.
It honestly sounds like your kid's worthless, dude. Sounds like you got a lemon.
Dude, she arrived, and it doubled the trash in our house. She hasn't even touched it once. Fired.
Yeah, you got a lemon.
The G Money, you're going to, including with your 2 clips this week, you're going to at some point run a poll in the next couple days on our Twitter account. That poll is going to be, what percent, have you gotten a alcohol related ticket, I guess? I don't know the best way to answer it. Between what ages do you want it to be? Since you entered college through your 20s?
Yes.
Okay.
Through your 20s, yeah.
And then we'll see. We'll see what the percentage is.
But then we don't know what the athlete percentage is, right?
I know, but this will give us an idea. I mean, arguably, I guess maybe some people that are, I don't know. It'll give us an idea of a
sure,
of a
some
person.
idea.
Yeah.
But do you understand what I'm saying, though? Is like all those people who have all of their college life, and then after college where you're still enjoying the sauce a good bit, to do something stupid like that, and just a much higher ratio. You're drinking way more, dude. There has to be a higher ratio of times.
There's a lot of people that don't drink though, too.
Dude, and there's so this weekend,
there's a lot of athletes get busted for drinking and driving.
Dude, I was just gonna say, dude, this weekend I did the first Keith Duncan kicking camp since we started adding long snappers in. So it was me, Keith, Shudak, Torrey Taylor, and Drew Stevens, all at the camp. And I was talking, we got to talking a little bit, and I was catching up with Shudak, and Shudak was letting me in on some information that I did not know about some alcoholic tendencies of a few of our teammates back in the day. And I was wildly surprised. I will not name names on this podcast, but I'll tell you boys after, and you already know. But I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Like guys who were drinking every night and just showing up to practice the next day. Like,
oh yeah, there's a couple.
I mean, I was only friends with the guys in the Benton house, so wouldn't know. I mean, Drake was trying to get sponsored by Percocet, so we know where his mind was at. People love
that. Was only for 1 year.
People absolutely shitting their pants that we would put that out on content.
That got good responses.
That's what,
and bad responses, I'm sure.
No. I mean, maybe people are judging in their mind, but all publicly good responses.
Isn't that funny, dude?
Ike thought it was absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, it is ridiculous.
So did George. You got a comment from George.
Yeah.
Just Number one.
He sent it to me too. He said he thought that was pretty funny.
Fucking unbelievable. Yeah. Speaking of, did you guys see this is why Drake needs Twitter, but needs to not use Twitter, because then you see other stuff. So, Kev, you might have seen it. People were dogging. A-Rod is a big, obviously, question this offseason. Is he going to return to the Packers? Are they going to trade him? Where would he go? There's Photoshop images of him in a Jets uniform everywhere.
There's a lot of talk around him going to the Jets, yeah.
And then they started talking about, somebody came out and was like, yeah, A-Rod doesn't hang out with his teammates or something. People always trying to find ways to.
That's untrue. I'm friends with Aaron's friends. I can confirm that his friends and teammates do.
And then a bunch of people are having this conversation on like, oh, well, how much should a guy hang out with all his teammates, and how does a guy hang out with every guy on the team? And Balaga, I think, pretty sure it was Balaga, piped in and retweeted whatever the initial tweet and was like, "This is bullshit. I used to hang out with A-Rod, whatever."
Yeah. Bobby T tells me stories about A-Rod and bonfires and dinners at his place all the time, dude.
And I was just thinking, like, damn, if they knew how little I hung out with almost every guy on our team, they would have thought I was an ass long snapper, bro. Like, I didn't even hang out with myself.
Bro, we had a party at the house and you stayed in the room.
You stayed inside, Kluver. I want you to just remember that.
Just wasn't for me, man.
Weird.
You didn't have to drink. You could come out and enjoy the company, dude.
It was great.
Chris Bauer, Beef Ward, all of the dudes that you would have enjoyed hanging out with. The Paulson twins, the guys that had graduated the year before. Like, Guy, you missed out on one of the most fun times in college. And you missed out on a lot more of the most fun times in college. But that one in particular, you missed real hard. Because all you had to do was do 3 somersaults, your fat ass, and you'd have been there.
I mean, G-Money's dying in the chat. G-Money, you can't fucking laugh at that over there. You're fired.
No, you're not. Gary, whatever he's saying to you, just remember that there's 2 more of us, and we all got consent.
And we own 66%.
They do technically own majority of the podcast together. Scary thought.
Back to A-Rod, though. Also, it's different in the pros, I feel like, because a lot of you're older and a lot of those guys have families. It's not like
they're grown men, dude.
It's like
boys.
Do you hang out with your work people all the time? No, you go home to your family. Like
Aaron Rodgers is what, 36 years old, 37,
38, I think.
He's at 39, I think.
39.
And granted, he doesn't have a family, but also he's 39. I mean, he's got and everybody knows he's kind of like an odd bird, right? He's not like necessarily just. I actually tend to think he is more you're just average bro than a lot of people give him credit for. But he's a little Hollywood-ish. There's a little Hollywood to him. Let the guy fucking live his life, man.
And he hangs out with his teammates, so suck his dick.
Kevin and I like to watch Game of Thrones naked on the couch. You got a problem with that?
No. We weren't naked when we were watching Game of Thrones. We watched Game of Thrones, then we got naked and walked around the house.
Oh. Allegedly. There was... Do you remember? Obviously you remember. When the fucking bat flew through our house.
Dude, remember the bat. Do you remember me on a broken leg trapped in the garage with the bat, bro? Do you remember that? And I said, I think I may have re-injured my leg trying to get away from that. It was the middle of the winter, bro. The floor on the garage was like a shiny cement. Mm-hmm. It was wet. And my crutches came right out from underneath me. When I tried to dodge the bat, dude, I was slip knotting, throwing left hooks. And tripped, caught my body weight on my freshly repaired left leg.
Oh.
Brutal.
That wasn't. We had multiple bats in the house.
2 times there was a
Yeah.
bat in the house.
Yeah,
That
one
one
came
was
like
bad.
crawling up through like your air vent in your room.
No. That gap in the bottom of the stairs.
Oh,
It got. I think it got in the innards, like the basilisk from Harry Potter. It was in the walls, bro, and then it slithered its way down this weird gap in the stairs that ended up sitting over where my dresser was. I was like, I was Harry Potter. I was under the fucking stairs, was part of my room, and
Yeah, that guy was a little tired from squeezing in and out. We were able to capture him and then just let him go. I'm pretty sure he got eaten probably like 5 minutes after we set him out on the ground
by Django.
And then there's one that's just flying around and he caught a tennis racket to the face.
He took a couple good laps around, Olympic laps around the house though before you got him.
Yeah.
You hit him hard, Kev?
He never saw it coming.
Woo!
Never saw it coming, like that garbage man in the chat on Instagram.
Oh, tough.
That was so bad. Our chat on if you guys want to know what the Benton boys chat is on Instagram, it's just videos of people getting fucked up in really messed up ways, and then it's also a bunch of other funny like super inappropriate stuff. It's actually a good time. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, we got the Pat Bev tech foul, Stetson Bennett, public intox, Aaron Rodgers.
Talk about how the NFL refs literally sold the AFC title game to the highest bidder.
The NFL's rigged, I guess.
They sold that fucking game, and it was clear as goddamn day. Like, you can't do anything about the Niners, bro. They literally had to play without a quarterback.
Sad.
They had a guy who could only take the snap and hand it off. Like, he didn't have a throwing arm. So, yeah, when you play without a quarterback, that's pretty tough.
Unfortunate.
They're saying that Purdy tore his UCL and
yeah,
could be out for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Which really makes things interesting for what they're going to do in their quarterback room this offseason.
San Francisco, for another offseason in a row, most interesting team in the NFL.
Like every year running. It's like, excuse me. Dude, that's such a good point, Kevin. Because before this, they're like Purdy is
they were thinking like, hey, maybe we can
trade Trey Lance,
work with Purdy here for a little bit. Yeah.
Use Jimmy G as the backup.
No, they were going to let him go. They weren't going to re-sign him. He's on a 1-year deal. He was going to cost too much money.
Probably true.
They're going to go with Purdy and maybe get a
just have
rookie
quarterback in the league for the next
3
more years, and then they can keep paying all their stars.
They could buy more stars, dude. They had the league by the balls, dude. They had a guy on last man standing contract.
Still might have the league by the balls if they want to roll the dice.
Oh, I mean, they're gonna roll the dice. They're gonna keep him. He's on their roster for the next 4 years.
Well, I think unless they decide to go another year with Jimmy G, they're rolling the dice either way. Whether it's Trey Lance or Brock Purdy, I think you're rolling the dice. I don't think either of those are proven, assets toward your team.
Yeah.
Like Purdy had a good year. It's not taking anything away from him, but he's also only played 7 games, right?
It was so
But
weird.
Trey Lance played 13 games in Division I AA, and people thought he proved himself enough to be the number 5 overall pick, and he was like the guy. Brock Purdy played 7 important ones in the NFL and did pretty damn well. So I would say that his body of work is a whole lot more impressive than Trey Lance's.
And, maybe this could possibly just reset the quarterback market if they'd go with Brock Purdy and it works out for the next 3 years. We do not have to pay a quarterback $30 million a year. We can have just a solid quarterback, pay him maybe $5 million a year, and just get some absolute dogs around him where he doesn't have to do too much.
Now, can we agree that Trey Lance would probably have a pretty high success rate with McCaffrey as his running back? Because
what I'm saying is
like
that
the whole offense changed with McCaffrey. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is that you put a lot of quarterbacks in that situation and they're going to have success.
Yeah, you're right. But he had success. Like, he's cool, calm, collected. He's just NFL ready, and he proved that. Like, being an NFL ready quarterback, that's an important. There's not that many of them.
Right. He didn't make mistakes, and he got the ball where it needed to be. They didn't ask him to make any crazy throws like like Mahomes has to do, like Burrow has to do, or like Josh Allen has to. They just have a really well set up offense that's pretty balanced, run game, pass game, and they're just like, hey, find the open guy. You're going to have a couple reads. Just go through your progression, get it to them. They can do the rest.
I think that, Kevin,
if you have the talent around, it's a model for winning without one of your, god tier quarterbacks, right?
Now I'm about to say something crazy, and I just want this to be a discussion piece. What is Joe Burrow doing differently than what Brock Purdy did? He's managing a bunch of absolute thoroughbreds in a clean pocket.
Brock Purdy does not make the throws that Joe Burrow makes.
But Joe Burrow doesn't make that many crazy ones, dude. He throws up a lot of them that are short, that are behind, and his playmakers make incredible plays, dude. They just showed it last night. A lot of the big plays were not great throws. They were just, I know you're better than the guy you're jumping against.
If you ask Brock Purdy to throw the ball 50 times a game like they asked Joe Burrow to do, Brock Purdy would not be talked about as much as he has been this year.
I agree. There's a quarterback's best friend is a great run game. There's no doubt about it.
I think there's two parts to a crazy quote unquote throw too. You've got crazy throws like what Kevin just mentioned, and that's Mahomes.
I'm not even saying just like crazy throws, but like, just basic throws that look simple but are really quite tough. Like throwing a comeback to the far side of the field is actually like a 40-yard throw, and it's very difficult throw to make.
That's what I'm getting
flashy. None of the fans talk about it, but that's a long ass throw and it has to be timed up perfectly.
That's what I'm getting at, right? You've got crazy throws like which by the way,
Patrick Mahomes sidearm throws, looking across the field,
and to be honest,
acrobatic bullshit, which is incredible that they can do it, right?
Unbelievable. And Herbert does some of it too. Allen, those are insane and they look nuts. But what I think is almost more impressive is those throws where they slow it down on replay, and they talk about, and if you watch this, Burrow put the ball in the exact perfect spot. He did it last night. And the defender made a great play on it, but like it's a 50-yard throw downfield and it just times up perfectly. He puts it in a bucket. And I don't know if, I think that's what Burrow probably does a little bit better than Purdy as well.
And but the thing is, like, maybe Purdy has that. They didn't ask him to do that.
Right.
They didn't need to have him do it. Right. And that's what I'm saying is maybe we don't need it. Maybe if you don't have access to one of those all-star quarterbacks that, hey, let's just get some dudes around him and we can take a solid quarterback and we can go win a championship.
You got to make sure that you're running a Shanahan style offense or a John Harbaugh style offense that Lamar had to make sure that you can really use the assets of those playmakers around a heavy run game.
Right, exactly. It's not a model by which you're going to throw the ball 50 times and win most of your games.
I think Kevin brings up a good point. We talked about it. I mentioned the weird stat, other than Mahomes, all these quarterbacks are on their rookie contracts. I think that in the NFL, it's becoming more and more proven.
Allen got paid.
Well, in the Final Four. Purdy, Hurts, and
I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I think he's going to have a lot of success for a long time in the league.
I think if you're not a top six quarterback, right? How many elite tier quarterbacks are there? Mahomes, Allen, Burrow,
Herbert.
Rodgers is still elite.
I would still put Rodgers in there. And then maybe you're putting in Hurts, maybe? Is there
a healthy Lamar Jackson with somebody to throw the ball to at the wide receiver position? I think.
Let's call it 8 guys a year.
Could be.
8 teams a year have an absolute elite talent that is worth the crazy money.
How crazy is that? There's 8 human beings on Earth that can really play quarterback.
That are worth the kind of money that teams have to spend on them, right? I think if you're not one of those guys each year, more and more, you should be a little bit worried that your team's going to just say, let's go get one of these elite guys from college, get them on a rookie contract, and then flood our team with
Build
talent
around them.
and we'll just play a 4-year game, right? We'll just play on this guy's rookie contract. I don't know. Who's a guy in the middle tier? Like Stafford's towards the end of his career. Brady's about to retire. I can't name a guy right now. I don't know. Like
Dak Prescott.
Dak.
Well, here's a great example. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals were pretty good in his rookie contract. They paid him a bunch of money, and the team they still had a pretty good defense, but the team went to shit, dude.
The cap space that an elite quarterback contract takes up,
you saw the Packers this year. They made a good run late in the year, but the Packers team is like a skeleton because they can't pay the guys they wanted to. Aaron was on a really expensive deal this year.
I mean, if you're paying a quarterback $40 million a year,
I think he was like $45 million.
How much money do you have left?
But it's like you can get 3 really good players for that.
Really good.
You can get 3 of your 5 Pro Bowl offensive linemen for that price.
Yeah, if you're smart and you go and get
not like your top tier tackles, not like what Tristan's about to sign, but
fat contract, by the way.
Well, I mean, if you get Tristan and 2 Pro Bowl guards, you can probably make that $50 million.
Yeah, for sure.
And now, and then you play this
or you
game
just
of
go get 2 elite edge rushers actually make a shit ton of money too.
Yeah, they do.
You could still $25 million a year.
But hey,
2 elite edge rushers.
But if you get them on their rookie, like say you go get them on their rookie contract, a couple elite guys, you draft a rookie quarterback to play and an elite rookie edge rusher. Like, dude, I'm telling you, that initial contract is the key. And then you have to be smart and make moves in the offseason to get some studs who are.
And that's why, the media, players, teams, they all talk about like the window that you have until you just got to start paying these guys. Otherwise, they're going to leave.
Right.
Because that's what it is. It's like achieving the goal of winning a championship while you still have the money to do it, right?
It's like the Rams. The Rams went all in.
Yeah, they went all in. They sold their soul for last season, and they are probably not going to be a great football team for the next 5 years.
I was going to say 5 years, right? Like,
but they won a championship.
I know, and how much is that
and
worth,
our
right?
friend Jack Gervais has a ring because of it.
He benefited from it, which, by the way,
they're going to have a roster spot because they don't got money to pay anyone else.
By the way, is his kid his kid?
What? We're doing this to him? What happened?
G Money, could you pull up Jake
hair?
Could you pull up Jake Gervais's Instagram?
Ellis has some dark hair.
He looks like his parents are from China. Yeah.
What? Oh, I just saw the dark hair. What?
I mean, he doesn't look Chinese, but the hair color is so dark, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that Chinese people all have black hair.
I'm not gonna lie, squinting pretty hard, so I see it.
Jesus.
Oh.
Also, Ellis is a girl. Jake, there, Kluber.
Did I say it was a boy?
You said his parents or something like that?
Oh, Ellis is a girl. So, yeah, I mean, the Rams sell their soul, and what's a championship worth? Is it worth 5 years of shit? I don't know.
That's the Cowboys who hadn't won a playoff game in 30 years. Well, they've been trying to sell their soul for a while.
You got to
Jerry Jones ain't had a soul for 3 decades, bruh. He sold it that long ago.
Yeah, he looks like it.
Jerry Jones would empty his bank account to win a championship before he died.
Jerry Jones would shoot his wife for a championship.
I still don't know if he's going to get one if he does that. I don't know if there's anything that he can possibly get into on this earth that would help them win a championship. I think the Cowboys are cursed.
God does not want Jerry Jones to win a title, and that's that.
I think that's probably facts. Wasn't it crazy how, because that Purdy's injury happened early in the game. He's played 7 games, like you mentioned, Kev, and now he goes out, and you're like, oh,
Who
the Niners.
Fuck they got left.
You're like, the Niners have no chance. Like, they just lost a rookie quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant, who's played 7 games, and it's making this big of a difference. Like, they're fucked. And I'm sad because that game could have been so good. It would have been like the other game. I think there's some people out there who see that final score, the way that game played out, and even with all the shit that they went through, they're like, wow, the Eagles they were probably just going to smack them anyway. No. That was going to be a unbelievable
field position and time of possession are totally different story. Turnovers are a different story. Momentum is a different story. Turn back time and completely rewrite the script.
Yeah, and then once the guy gets a concussion or whatever, and you literally don't have someone that can throw the ball. I mean, you can't come back. You just can't come back down several scores not being able to throw the ball.
Dude, they're scrambling on the sideline trying to
get a mic in McCaffrey's helmet.
Yeah, he's trying to scroll through every page in the playbook and try and just mastermind it. Like, okay, I've got all this. Juice check. He's looking at the playbook like, am I going to have to play quarterback? What an absurd situation for an NFL team to be in
the title game.
NFC championship game. Unbelievable.
Feels bad.
Probably should be, I don't know how it works, but probably should have 3 QBs on the roster, right?
They tried, bro. They were on their 4th, dickhead.
Well, can they not sign somebody else?
Who are they going to sign? Cam Newton? He's smoking cigars. What do you want? The NFL out of quarterbacks.
Cam Newton, with no knowledge of the playbook, could have gone in and probably given them a better shot than they had.
Just throw deep balls to Ayuk and Debo at least, something.
All go. Hey, slants.
You're gonna pass you're gonna hand the ball off to McCaffrey.
Yep.
And then when we call a passing play, Brandon Ayuk is just running down the field, and you're gonna throw him the ball.
Debo and Ayuk are going to absolutely jet burner it, and you're going to throw it up, and we're going to hope that they catch it. And if they're guarded, you throw it on an underneath route to George, and he'll do the But hey, you got to have somebody with a UCL, right?
I don't know. Do most teams dress 3 quarterbacks on game day? I don't think they do.
Well, I think whatever reason that is for,
you
need to
get 46.
We need to fix it. They need 50 or 55 or something, because that was ass football. I mean, once that happened, it was like, this sucks.
Yeah, but how many times before has that happened in an NFL game that you've lost 2 quarterbacks?
I don't know, but I was ass. It was ass.
Yeah, it sucks for the 49ers. It sucks for the fans watching, even if you weren't a fan of either team. Just makes for a not very entertaining game of football. But how often does that happen, right?
Probably not very often, but it should never happen. That's my opinion. In the other game, good game. The
refs sold it. I'm telling you, that was a job.
The amount of people who think the NFL is rigged might be, and
has risen sharply over the last.
And that DeMar Hamlin isn't alive. Unreal. Mostly the same people. Is not 0. There's a lot of them.
Bro, that one was not a fairly officiated game, period.
I will say the Bengals probably got shafted a little bit. Probably a little shafting in there. The funniest picture I've ever seen, probably not true, but it was funny, was the jersey swap between Patrick Mahomes and the referee.
Oh. Well, I will say
pull it up, Grant.
The Chiefs did get a really kind of bullshit call. You see the one like
got
offensive
an extra
lineman like
down.
taunting one?
Yes.
That was a really like kind of bullshit taunting 15-yard penalty. And they still converted the first down, but it turned a big play into like a 10-yard gain or something like that.
And I understand that the last play of the game was dumb. Dumb. I'm putting that out there. Dumb. Is that an AFC championship game decidingly dumb or egregious?
Are you asking if it should have been called?
Dude, in that situation, I've seen whistles swallowed for worse.
So as a referee, you're not supposed to ref the situation though, right?
Well, they've already fucked the game up.
You know that gets
like
called all year round, all the time, especially
What are
for
we
star
talking about?
quarterbacks.
The last play before the
you're talking
Mahomes' last scramble, where he gets the late hit out of bounds. In the NFL, especially for the star quarterbacks, that gets called 11 times out of 10.
I agree.
And you're right. It's just crazy that a one-hand push as the foot goes out of bounds, a one-hand push is a game-deciding egregious penalty.
Mahomes put up a Grammy Award-winning
Dive.
A dive on it, as he should.
Well, to be fair, his ankle, he wasn't going to be able to stop. He was going down regardless.
And give Mahomes credit. He came out and did what most people couldn't do. He played on that thing. I don't care how much Toradol he had in it. I mean, he had a ball game now. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it ends on that. That Osai guy, I think he played for Texas.
It's one of those ones where it's like,
that should not decide.
If you're like coaching that guy, he's like, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get him out, trying to limit the yardage, but you just know if he's going near the sidelines, you got to let him go.
Like, this is football, right? We are talking about the game of football, right?
I mean, we're
a quarterback.
Is it basketball now? Does the quarterback play basketball now?
The quarterback.
Basically, man, you can't land on the guy in the pocket. You can't. I mean, they have a lot of protection around the quarterback. They coach their refs to protect the quarterbacks at all costs because those are the big name guys. They sell the tickets. They score the points. They drive viewership, right?
I don't argue that.
Patrick Mahomes. They need him in the Super Bowl.
Damn near to arguably the face of the league.
They need him.
But it's just a foul that's not even a flagrant one in basketball. Just decided the AFC title game.
Hey,
after they'd already botched it.
Patrick Mahomes' #1 partnership with State Farm is about to go play in the Super Bowl that's sponsored by State Farm in State Farm Stadium.
It's a job.
They had to have him there. State Farm bought the referees. It's like
all right, we're all going to Geico now. The little green lizard would never.
Yeah, I mean, we're a State Farm family here. Mother-in-law is a State Farm rep.
Fuck State Farm. Agent. All State for life. State Farm.
Hey, Drake's got the good hands going up right now.
The good hands net. State Farm, hey, like a good neighbor.
State Farm bought the AFC title game.
Like a good neighbor. State Farm buys Super Bowls.
As if we didn't already hate insurance companies enough for the fact that they just run the country and decide all things, medical especially. I mean,
they did just save me quite a bit of money on having a child, but yeah.
To be honest, man, it's fuck them.
You're right.
State Farm is the ops forever now.
State Farm is part of the deep state.
But State Farm is, at this point, honestly, they probably hold Illuminati meetings in the back of State Farm.
You got Jake from State Farm up at Davos over in Switzerland last week, just making backroom deals for global domination.
Yeah.
So they hired the weirdest coach in all of football to be the coach of State Farm, and they are part of the Illuminati.
We figured it out. Chiefs, Eagles, Super Bowl, the Kelsey Bowl.
How cool is that?
That's
The
a cool
podcast is going to be sweet.
It's a cool storyline.
I'm going to have to listen to the podcast that they record this week.
Yeah, I agree.
And they both got a ring already too. So this is for like if you're the parents, it's like, it's cool. They both got one. Somebody's getting another one.
Dude, forget it. They're playing each other in the Super Bowl, dude. Forget if one of them wins 6 and the other one only wins 2. If the guy with 2 beat the one, it's over. It's a wrap.
No, what I'm saying is, like, if you're a parent and you're like, one of your sons has one, the other one doesn't, you might want to like,
I see what you're saying.
I want the other one to win this time, But they both got one. Mama and Papa Kelsey just gonna be chilling. They're probably gonna have the nicest box in the whole damn place.
They've been chilling, and I'm really butthurt about that because I was hoping to God that George might buy a box for his family, and I was for sure gonna try and weasel myself into that said box.
You're gonna try and get in just right up in George's box?
Correct.
G Money, find out.
I wanted the center.
How much does a box the Super Bowl go for?
Do you think George's box?
You got to imagine that the franchise is allotted a couple though, right? So that they pay ticket price, not, you know what I'm saying, like actual standard ticket price,
maybe
not inflated prices.
I bet George's box would smell nice though.
It would for sure.
Yeah, and you could eat in there. You could eat in that box.
G Money, what's a box go for at the Super Bowl?
Can confirm you could eat in George's box.
Boxes are pretty cheap these days. Have you seen OnlyFans? Wait, what?
Okay. All right, I got 200,000 to 2 million on the box. So
$2 million?
a lot.
Yeah, but
blow you on the way in?
No, but that's the price that
they didn't specify that part, but I'm sure there's perks for the 2 million one.
That's the price that Gary can get it for, right? I'm talking the price that a player in, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be a cheaper price.
He said 200,000 to 2 million.
Right.
You would think like, hey, for the both teams, we're gonna hand out like 10 boxes or whatever.
Not even. Maybe it's 5. Maybe 10 boxes allotted per team. And all I'm saying is I thought that there was a chance. At $200K, there's no chance. But I thought there was a chance.
Well, I mean, you got to imagine, what's a box hold? 30 people?
20, 30 people? Estimated about
at least one.
28 is your maximum. Because you got 10 for seating, 15 to 16, then you got maybe 24, 20. Maybe you could
call it even 20. Like a basic ticket is like $3,000, right?
No, right now, way more than that. 6,500, seven grand, something like that.
Well, that's if like you win I don't even know how the hell the NFL sells these things. If you're not getting it secondhand, I think it's like $3,000 to get a ticket, right?
Yeah.
So $3,000 times 20 is
60
grand. So, plus you're in a box, so
chump change.
So you're selling it to rich people. They will inherently pay you more. So go ahead and throw a nice 3x multiplier on it, and then you're right there at 20 grand or 200 grand.
3x multiplier, dude? Where can I get this 3x multiplier at?
Yeah, it's called go to Vegas, buy anything halfway decent. It's going to cost 3 times as much as at home.
It's like a Call of Duty double XP weekend.
Yeah. The way to make money in this world is sell nice stuff to rich people because they will pay more because they just have more money to spend.
Yeah, it's just they just don't care. They just want it.
Luxury brands during recessions still do just fine.
How does the Walkons pivot to be a luxury brand?
We got to up the Patreon cost to like we have to up the Patreon membership fee to about $100 a month, and we have to start doing dirty favors for our clients.
Did I not just say that? Did you hear me say that?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. We're on the same wavelength here.
So
here we go.
So okay, 100. Well, I just created a $25 a month. That was supposed to be the premium. That was supposed to be the premium product.
Yeah, but you weren't thinking premium delivery.
So now we're talking luxury, like bougie. So like,
We're gonna manscape Kevin, and then we're gonna send him into the wild, like Tarzan.
Okay, I like this. So what if we do like $100 or $200 a month, and anybody who signed up at
3-year
that
contract.
Yeah, you've got to be locked. It's locked in for a year. You have to pay annually. And then if anybody on that tier, so that's $2,500 a month, a year from you. If you're a $200 a month, if you're paying the walk-ons $2,500 a year, we will do a boys golf weekend. You can come on the golf weekend with us.
How do you spell come?
CUM. And there probably will be an OnlyFans part of it. I mean, there certainly probably has to be. And we'll come up with other stuff. I mean,
we should get on Cameo. Do we have Cameo? We should get on Cameo.
I think you have to be invited, or like, I don't know. I think you have to like have a code to be on. I don't think anybody can just make one. But if we do, if you can,
Gary, we should get on that.
Gary. We should just. Oh, by the way, DJK's on Open Doors, and so is Tyler Kluver. I made an account. You can have me. You can now buy my services.
What does that mean?
Open Doors is a NIL platform that any athlete, current or past, can create a profile on, and it's a way for fans to it's a way for players to monetize their platform and who they are, and the brand that they've built. It connects businesses.
Are we sponsored by these guys or what?
No,
because you're giving them way too good of a shout out right now.
I mean, I'm just
it's more so like the people on it. Like,
I'm
there's like
explaining
a bunch of Iowa athletes on it. Like, you can go like buy an autograph photo from them or something like that, or buy a shout out, buy an Instagram post, whatever.
Yeah.
Are you vaxxed, Kluver?
Yeah, but I don't know if it counts.
You can't sell unvaxxed sperm.
I don't know if it counts. I got the Johnson & Johnson, which gives people blood clots. Saw something about
you can't sell unvaxxed sperm.
No, just not at as high of a rate cost, because the real ones, the soldiers, they still got strong ones.
This certainly could have been a fake headline, but I saw it, so I'll just say it. But I'm prefacing might be fake. I saw that the UK banned booster shots for anybody that's under 50 years old.
I think the efficacy of them is questionable at best. For if you're healthy and under 50, I don't think.
I think a lot of the COVID shit, without Drake getting too.
Hey, I won't say a word, dog.
Without Drake getting too much fire in his pants.
I think we should stop this right now before Drake starts talking.
I think that a lot of the COVID stuff that went down was questionable at best. I think that's.
And part of the reason why is because nobody knew what the fuck was going on.
And I agree. So people just went, God, Drake wants to say something so hard, but questionable, right? Questionable. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go back and insert the advertisement because I forgot to do it. But the boys are sponsored by the Washington County pork producers now, by the way.
Let's go.
Pork 'em, baby.
So, I mean, couldn't have a better representative of really our demographic. Direct sponsorship from the pork producers is something that, honestly, sort of like the Culver's thing, it's a dream come true. You guys know I've talked about the state fair on here. I stop by the pork producers building for a pork burger every time I go to the Iowa State Fair. Sometimes,
is this facts or is this an ad?
Oh no, this is straight facts.
This is certified you can be caught on camera. It's on your bank statement type of certified.
And I think there's video evidence from this year when we were working with DRF.
Shout out to the porkers, baby.
Dude. And pork products. We've talked about the best meal at a Kevin Ward tailgate is always when we play Minnesota and the pork chop comes out.
Yeah.
Pork and the walk-ons.
I've been eating a dumb amount of pulled pork sandwiches lately.
I mean, pork and the walk-ons, there's...
Do you think the Washington County pork producers could help me out with some tickets from Washington County? I've got like 3 speeding tickets in my life. They're all from Washington County.
Going through Cedar Rapids.
So you need the gold card?
No, they're south. They're south of...
They're southbound.
Yeah, they're southbound.
You just need the Washington County gold card. You just show that to the cop. Good day, sir.
Yeah, the officer rolls up to the window. License and registration. Sir, actually, before we do that, I am a host on a podcast, and I am actually sponsored by the pork producers of this county. So
here's my
I will shout you out if you let me go.
Does that do anything? Sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the car.
Step out of the vehicle.
Next thing you know, they're writing for Kevin Ward. That's all I got. I'm going to go back in and plug the pork producers earlier in the podcast, but we want to shout out them for coming onto the show. A lot of fun stuff that we could possibly do with them.
I'll wear a pig suit.
We could dress up. I think they're going to send us some merch, maybe.
Let's do a pig suit podcast.
We could all just dress as pigs. Oh, Kev, you know what we should dress as?
Bunch of barbecue.
That'd be sick.
Okay.
Have them send us a big old pork shoulder, and we'll grill it up and do a podcast.
Well, dude, I was thinking, what if we just do
smoke it?
What if we just do a weekly or every 2 weeks? We get they send us a new product, and then we all make it and eat it, and then we come back on and give like a 2-minute review. Send G Money a rack of ribs, right?
G Biscuit.
I love pork. Please, I will gladly do this.
What's your favorite pork product? Top 5 pork products.
Top 5 pork products. I always go I always go pulled pork platter. I'm at a barbecue place.
Beautiful.
And then I don't know. I'd probably go a well done pork chop is probably my 2. It kind of depends on where you're at though. I feel like you can't go get
the Ward family tailgate is the place to be for pork chops. Next, what's 3?
Okay, 3. I mean, probably any
straight up bacon.
Oh yeah, shoot. I'll just throw bacon in there, yeah. And then I guess ham. Probably I eat ham sandwiches every day. So
and you know what, Grant? That's okay because you're still in elementary school and your mom packs your lunch, so that makes
Pork
sense.
Squad, send G Money some ham.
Yeah,
if he's
get this
eating
guy
every day,
ham.
we gotta get Gary some ham, dude.
I will say what was it, pork butt that we had at
No, it's pork belly.
Wait, no, where are you going, Gary? You still got 5.
Sorry. 5? Shoot. I'm running out of pork ideas here.
I went porking your girlfriend.
Yeah. Drake said on our last top 5 pig items, which is sort of similar, but we could go back to pork exclusively. Number 1, pork and your mom. So shout out to them. Podcast ran over again tonight. That's fine. We went late. This is a late upload. Appreciate you being here. We didn't even talk about some of the Iowa stuff that happened. Iowa got a transfer and also a couple more signees. We can talk about that on Wednesday, which is only 2 days away because we're slacking. Thanks for joining us. Episode 390, 10 episodes away from bringing on hopefully someone that's just way more interesting than us for episode 400. Thanks for being here every day. Hope you enjoy the show. Hope you have a fantastic week. That was interesting, Kev. That's it. We'll talk to you later. Peace.